Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today we are going to talk about the last lesson of this year, and this lesson is very interesting one, and it's about keeping fit in space. And you remember when we had a lesson about health, keeping fit is like when you just stay healthy, like you are not getting any fat and you are not getting thin, so you just maintain a level of your body that is very good for daily life or for your life in general. So keeping fit means to become healthy and maintain that health state. Now we have here, the interesting thing is that we are going to see how to keep fit in space. So we are going to talk about astronauts and how they keep fit in space. Let's read the article and see what we have here, and we will just take out some vocabulary. Now we all know that fitness is important. It's more important for some jobs than for others, and in some jobs it's a real challenge to keep fit. Our guest on today's program is an astronaut. He's going to tell us what astronauts do to keep fit. First of all, could you tell us why it's important for an astronaut to keep fit? Of course, here you know the meaning of astronaut and challenge and stuff. Astronaut is someone who travels to the space and then he stays there in a spaceship. رائد الفضاء, as we say, and we have this word before. So first of all, could you tell us why it is important for an astronaut to keep fit? Yes, of course. Actually, when we are in space, we do not need to be as strong as we don't need to be as strong and fit as when we are on Earth. Why is that? Because in space there is no gravity, so moving takes very little effort. But we have to keep fit so that we are ready for emergencies, especially when the spaceship is returning to Earth. And of course we need to stay fit for when we are back to Earth or back on Earth. Although we don't need to be strong in space, we always need to be healthy. So gravity, you know, is the state where you can stand. Gravity, of course you know that it's the جاذبية. Gravity is the force, you can say the force that pulls you down. إذن جاذبية, this is the meaning of gravity. Alright, now it must be fun to be in an environment without gravity. It is, but it can be dangerous too. When we don't experience gravity, we do not need to we don't need to use many of the muscles we use every day on Earth just to stand and walk. When they are not used, the muscles of our legs, back and neck get smaller and weaker. Astronauts can lose up to 20% of their strength on a mission in space. This becomes a problem when we return to Earth. Another problem is with our bones. On Earth, activities like walking, running and climbing stairs help keep our bones healthy. But because there is no gravity in space, our bones can get weaker through the lack of exercise. As a result, we can break our arms or legs more easily, and it takes longer for us to get better. So basically here what he's saying is that because there is no gravity, بما أنه ما في جاذبية, they don't use their legs, back or whatever like they use it on Earth, because they don't walk much, they don't climb stairs, they don't do anything. This makes the bone weaker and weaker, and it's easier to be broken. Now, is there anything you can do to prevent that from happening? Prevent means, you remember also that prevent is to stop something from happening. So, is there anything you can do to prevent that from happening? Yes, we prevent this with exercise and a healthy diet. Astronauts on the International Space Station spend 2.5 hours exercising every day. Since there is no gravity, we cannot do many of the exercises we do on Earth, like lifting weights, and there is no place to walk or run. So we use special machines that use resistance to exercise our muscles. So they use special machines that use resistance, and resistance بمعنى opposing force, we can say opposing force. In this context هي القوة المعاكسة, opposing force. So they use certain machines that has opposing forces in order to exercise their muscles. What about your diet? Diet, of course you know the meaning of diet is the food system, your food or your eating habits. We need to eat foods that contain a lot of calcium to keep our bones healthy and strong. And we make sure we eat a balanced diet that give us all the vitamins we need. This is also, of course, many words here we have it before from other lessons before. Does it taste terrible? Terrible means very bad. In the past it did. Now we have a variety of foods to choose from, even some sweets. The food has to be carefully prepared to stay good for a long time. Water is taken out of food. So water is taken out of foods like soups, and oxygen is taken out of the packages. Most of all, the food has to be something that can be eaten in an environment without gravity. Salt and pepper filfil as well, or whatever, filfil abdul also, so it's powder. Salt and pepper are in a liquid form. If they were powder, they would fly around and get it in our eyes, or get in our eyes, or damage our equipment. So they use salt and pepper as in a liquid form. Do you have any other health or fitness problems in space? Yes, a lot of. Astronauts have trouble sleeping. Most people sleep when it's dark and wake up when it's light. But days and nights in space aren't the same as on Earth, so that they aren't the same as on Earth. We sometimes have to sleep close to other people, and they can be noisy. Some of them snore. Snore makes sound, you know, when you are asleep. Snore, making sounds, or let's say making noisy. It's better. Make a noisy sound while you sleep. يعني شخير. So they can be noisy, some of them snore, but sleep is very important for people to be able to work and think clearly. That's why many astronauts wear a mask over their eyes to protect them from the light, and earplugs to shut out the noise around them. Now, it sounds as if it's not easy to stay healthy in space. No, but it's important, and scientists and nutritionists are always studying the best ways to keep us fit. And what they learn helps all people, not just astronauts, because the more we learn about our bodies, the more we know about how to keep fit. And nutritionists are people who study food system. So a nutritionist someone who studies food and diets. That's what I say. Nutritionist. Alright, that's it. So that's it for this interesting article about space here. So we have here nutritionist. And as for the last lesson here, is not exactly that important because we don't need it for the jobs here. We just need this and space astronaut here, keeping fit in space, and the one that we relate to GPS last lesson. And by this we come to an end for this year's unit and book. Hopefully we will see you soon in a better situation, and good luck in your day, and good luck in your study, and good luck in your exam. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Goodbye.